Okay, first of all, there are many Jews who were born into environment and they are 100% like Goyim. You understand? They have no idea what Judaism is. Percent of the Jews in the world, they're born to some places and they don't know anything about Judaism. You ask them who is Noach, who is Abraham, they don't know. Who was the wife of Abraham, they don't know. Yeah, so this kind of Jews depend. If they're born, for instance, in Russia, they live in some village and they never know anything from Judaism, they are going to be judged like Goyim. And God will ask them, didn't you see that there is a boss to this world? Why didn't you search for the truth? For that they have a serious problem. They did not search for the truth. But they did not know the laws because obviously there was no Judaism where they lived, right? But most of the Jews, for instance, in Israel, everywhere you go, you see religious people. Every website you go today, you put the word God, thousands of websites comes out. You put life after life, thousands of lectures come out. You go into the Facebook, there's so many thousands of lists that's speaking about proofs. You have seminars everywhere, you have CDs everywhere, you go to restaurant, everywhere you go, it's all around you. They have no excuses. They cannot come and say, well, I was born in a kibbutz, it's not my fault. It's 100% their fault. Why? Since the Torah was all around them, and they see thousands of people live according to this lifestyle, and they never came to check once. Not only they don't come to check, they avoid it. When somebody begin to talk, they run away. They are 100% guilty of everything. Even though they had no idea what Pesach is. They have no idea what Yom Kippur is. They don't know the laws of Shabbat. They're getting judged 100% as they did on purpose. Why? Because they didn't come to learn. You understand? If they came to learn and they learned 60%, and they only kept 60%, but they didn't know the other 40% because they die young, nobody ever taught them the rest. So the other 40%, they are not judged as they did it on purpose. It's not intentional sin. They're still responsible, but there's nothing to compare between killing a person accidentally in a car than shooting in his head, right? Everybody understand. Here you go to jail 2-3 years, and here you get an electric chair, or you go to prison for 30 years, right? Everybody understand, common sense. Same thing Mechalel Shabbat. A person who doesn't know that Shabbat is so important, that it's worse than to be a murderer, he has no idea. Even if he thinks there is religion, but it's probably not so important, is not as guilty as somebody who went to yeshiva when he was a kid, and he knows. This is a real serious criminal. He knows to light cigarette on Shabbat is like to kill a person on wars, and he doesn't care. He does it. He eats on Yom Kippur, he eats chametz on Pesach, he worship an idol, and he doesn't care. No, he knows the Torah is real, and he does everything on purpose. Eat pork, eat shrimps. This is the biggest criminal. Knowing there's a divine book, and putting an X on it, and live like a goy, that's the worst kind of people. You understand? Only God knows who is guilty and how much. We cannot take the risk. How can we allow to take such a risk? Not learning what needs to be done, it still makes us guilty.